Hello and welcome to Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn for the first of two Nod mission for us. So we get an update on the titular war here. So Nod has taken Sudan and GDI has invaded a couple neutral countries, both on the western and eastern side of Africa. So just here and down here, I think this is Ethiopia. Maybe I'm wrong on that actually. And what's happened is that a bunch of previously GDI aligned countries have withdrawn their support because GDI is now taking or moving into neutral countries. But Nod is no better. We're about to go into a neutral country ourselves. So this is Chad, population 5 million, expendability 80%, point of conflict Oum Hadjer, net worth 1 billion, military strength laughable, military resistance 35%, government corruptibility 85%.
GDI is evacuating the village of Oum Hadjer. Nod command directive. Destroy village and terminate GDI rescue operations. Search and destroy residual GDI presence.
I love that piece that was at the bottom of the screen during that cutscene, or at the end of it. So, the mission's begun. We have 6 infantrymen, 6 rocketeers, 2 buggies and 2 recon bikes. Let's check our briefing. GDI is attempting to relocate a village of sympathetic civilians, intercept the convoy and destroy it. It is imperative that the villages be totally destroyed as a lesson to any other natives who may oppose us. So let's send our force forward here. I'm going to make these guys... well, okay, great, they're all mixed together now. We'll just send them as one group. Now, the grenadiers at the bottom of this canyon here are absolutely lethal to our force, because we still don't have any heavy armor. There's one of them running about. Don't like that the recon bikes at the end here. Let's get grenadiers first. Oh no, he's still up. Okay. I'm sure she said unit lost more than the actual number of casualties we took there. I think we lost 3 riflemen and 1 buggy, which is not ideal, but it's fine, we can work with that. So we're coming up on the village now. I think they pronounced it Oum Hadjer in the cutscene. I want to get across this bridge quickly. That is not quickly, that was the opposite of quickly. Oh, God no. Kill that guy first. Come on, get him. Okay, right. So, our objective was to completely lay waste to this town. That's exactly what we're going to do. No survivors, no mercy. You can shoot at us. So these civilians here armed with pistols, they do actually do damage. You're going to die if you're going in first. Pull him back. So yeah, their pistols, I think they do 10 points of damage or something like that. Or 1 point of damage. Idiot recon bike. Told them to move. Alright, so they do... I want to say it's 10 points of damage or 1 point of damage. But they only do 25% of their damage to, several armor types like heavy armor or concrete. So the game rounds that down to 0. So they do 1 tiny point of damage to infantry or lightly armored vehicles like the buggies and recon bikes. I have to be careful I don't kill my own guys when I'm doing this. Because I think these rockets, even though they don't have area of effect, if they miss, which they can do, they will kill your own guy. So he's took a bit of damage there. Tiberian down to the south here. It's amazing how much damage just a tiny squad of those rocket guys can do. Let's just quickly scout out this area. Tiberian actually starting to spread here. I just noticed a wee bit growing down there. So the Tiberian does actually grow in this game, but at an incredibly slow rate. Oh, my guy's taking damage. And that's just completed the level. So, let's see how we did. Leadership 40%, efficiency 100%. Of course, I spent no money. And you see my casualties. Yeah, we actually did alright that mission. It's quite an easy and a very short mission. However, there is a whole part of the map that we didn't even go into. And I'm possibly looking at making like a bonus video in which I try and take on the GDI base in that corner of the map, but I think it's going to require quite a bit more micromanaging to get there with enough forces to actually handle the base, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. You may see that later today or sometime soon, but tomorrow, as normal, I will be back with the second of 2 missions in Chad at 1 o'clock. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you then. But we're not finished yet. We have that GDI base to take care of. So I'm back again. I'm going to send my force down exactly the same way I did last time. Let's see if I can't send my infantry into one squad.
Roger. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative.
These guys into a second squad.
Yes, sir. Got it. Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative.
Get those guys.
Affirmative. Waiting. Yes. Got it. Got it.
Alright, we did really well there.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Kept all our vehicles. Kept most of our infantry.
Moving out. Unit. Moving out. Reporting. Moving out. Waiting to acknowledge.
You'll see, previously, I went across and dealt with the civilian village over this side.
Sir. Moving out.
However,
Acknowledge.
this time out,
Roger. Unit. Moving out. Moving out.
I'm going to head this direction.
Affirmative. Moving out. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Reporting. Got it. Unit reporting.
You'll see, I've just come across the edge of the base here.
Acknowledge.
These two,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to try and blast our way in.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Moving out. Acknowledge. Reporting.
So the left-hand side of this base is protected by guard towers.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Ready and waiting.
Oh, now we've got a grenadier behind us.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Quick.
Moving out. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Right away, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
And you'll see we actually have a new building here, the hospital. Now, it does nothing, it's just a piece of scenery, mission objective. Though not in this mission. Look at they got their base from the inside here. What's this in the top corner? Oh, it's just some more sandbags. Well, no, hang on. My poor buggy there just got a bunch of rockets in place. Give me a second now. Gonna deal with these guys. Come on, rocket guys, get in there. And now just the hospital left.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Yes, affirmative.
And that is the GDI base taken care of.